Evil teams are, to me, some of the most interesting things there are in Pokemon games, and I do have to say they've been lacking in that department as of late. Team Star just didn't cut it, they weren't even evil, and Team Yell wasn't evil at all as well, and then Macrocosmos, well, let's just say that the whole storyline with Rose could have been a lot better than what it was. So I am not so a strainer, and how will it be in Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves? Let's get into it. Evil teams are usually against one of the core things in the game itself, or they're trying to exploit something related to the legendaries. Hoenn had Team Magma trying to expand land masses with Groudon, while Team Aqua tried to expand the oceans with Kyogre. Cyrus wanted to rewrite the universe using a power he did not quite understand, and Ghetsis was trying to basically become the most powerful one by taking over the world after convincing people to abandon all their Pokemon. Lysander, he wanted a more beautiful world and so was going to blow it up. Team Skull wasn't that bad, they were just misfits, but the Aether Foundation was, well, not really evil as well, but kinda trying to play around with something that put the whole world at risk with the Ultra Beasts. Then Sword and Shield, well, Team Yell are just cheerleaders, and Macrocosmos is trying to secure energy for Galar by recreating a catastrophe from 3,000 years before. Paldea, well, nothing really happens there. Team Star are just misunderstood kids, and the professor is putting Paldea in danger, sure, but once more, it is a very discreet danger, to be fair. If you don't go to the Asado Desert, well, you wouldn't even know something was going on with the Great Tusk or Iron Threads. Notice how I did not talk about Team Rocket, the Gen 1 villains, the most famous of all, and that's because that's what I believe and kinda hope is coming our way in Gen 10. Team Rocket was just real evil. They were capturing and stealing and trafficking Pokemon just for money. There was no weird moral behind their goals, just money and power. They were a believable evil team, just a down-to-earth bunch of bad guys, and I kinda miss that. Now I know that Giovanni went interdimensional with Team Rainbow Rocket, but you know, sometimes one has to adapt. So as we have talked about in the previous video, I think there's a lot to learn from other games in a similar setting. By that I mean Hoenn and Alola. In this situation, I believe we can discard Hoenn because I don't see Winds and Waves having the same land versus water dilemma. Or at least not in the way where one legendary is against the other one and the evil team backs up or uses one of them for their goals. As for Alola though, I think its island setting really does work well as a blueprint for what might happen in the Gen 10 games. In the region, like I mentioned before, we have two antagonists, Team Skull and the Aether Foundation. Team Skull are against the tradition of the island trials and decided to live their lives according to their own ways. While we have no words of gyms or trials in Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves, I don't imagine them doing exactly the same thing in such a similar setting. The Aether Foundation works as a shelter for injured Pokemon, protecting them from other threats, and at the same time works almost as a way to conserve the nature of the Alola region, while in secret spending time researching Ultra Beasts, which is what ultimately grants them the Evil Team moniker. I think they are the best basis for something that could be happening in Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves. Not because I think they'll do the same thing, like I said, similar setting, they won't repeat it, not in their way. But because I believe they might do the exact opposite. Someone that doesn't care at all about injured Pokemon or the natural setting of this new region. Again, that is why I saved Team Rocket for last. I think this new team will be someone that is just destroying the environment of the new region, either through pollution or deforestation, possibly even connected to heavy tourism, with them being the same owner of the hotel we're staying at. Or maybe the owners of our hotel are against their expansion, especially if they are the weird Pikachu couple. Nature seems to be the big thing for the Gen 10 region, and deforestation is a big deal that's also being battled against in Southeast Asian regions. Unlike the Aether Foundation that tries to save the environment and its Pokemon, they will be the opposite. In a way, they do align with something similar to Archie and Maxie, but just in the sense of expanding civilization over letting nature be. But they will not be doing it for any moral reason, not to let civilization or mankind survive or anything like that. They'll want money and power. They won't be tied to the legendaries, but the legendaries will likely be seeking our help to stop them, because what they're doing might be enraging some other powers, like for example a third legendary. In a way, I think they might be touching on similar subjects to Pokemon Legends ZA, but instead of the natural invading the man-made, it will be the man-made invading the natural. I don't think they'll have any other motive or any connection to the weird like the Ultra Beast or Paradox Pokemon, but I'd be very happy if eventually we discovered that Giovanni was behind it all, because that would be some cool celebration of the 30 years of Pokemon. Just imagine if he escaped to a whole new region after losing a battle against us in that flashback from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and after the whole Team Rainbow Rocket debacle and just became the shadow boss of a new organization. I'd honestly kinda like it. But what about you? Do you think that we'll even get a new evil team in Pokémon Winds and Pokémon Waves? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. But before I go, I want to thank my YouTube members Good Old Deo, Sean Speaks and Dash Plays, and my Twitch subscribers Anubis here, Zanes222, Lazarix, the Dr. Joe, and Teixeira23 for going that extra mile. Thank you so much for all of your support.